it makes sense. It gives them an out. If ever the real-world manipulation drops by, which allows them to reposition. Marcel is also still open. Let's see if any of them want to. There it is. Oh, it is Alice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, and then they went with the Khalid. I almost expected the Khalid to be on AP BREN, but they go with Marcel. We'll see if Marcel can get a win, man. Again, he's 0-3 right now.
Hey, and AP BREN are also still on a perfect record. Going back, it's a Khalid, it's an Eve in the mid, and I just have to say, I think what I like about TNC this time around, even though I do want wins for Marcel, is that at least they get a bit more help from Zyda this time. So maybe they'll be, or this lineup will be much easier to activate compared to their previous drafts.
Yeah, we'll see if that all plays out. Looking at this, we'll take a look at the early action usually in the mid lane to get the pokes down, but that's not going to happen this time. Taking a look at the emblems, anything standing out here, Redmar?
Typical Inspire. Pull yourself together for Lazia. I think he realizes he's going to need that flicker a lot because of all the dive that they have. It's going to be a rush, honestly, for the main frontliners of both sides, the entries, to get their defense items as quickly as possible because it's the battle of the front lines here. Whoever holds on the longest wins.
I like the fact that it is Chaknu with the Khalid here, just because it allows him to play that play style that so many people are used to seeing him play. You just hope he doesn't get in a precarious position. He's going to be able to go ahead and heal up, obviously, with a quicksand guard, but that's kind of what you look for with Chaknu. He's got to be able to go ahead and poke down, set things up for the team. And it's good because of the composition, the way that it works allows him that space to do that. Now, later on, I think, like you mentioned, Brigitte, you probably echoed a lot of sentiments yesterday. They want to see Benny Cutie come online today. They need that to happen. Zyda is more a bit of like the stable jungler right now in the hands of the Fredrin. He should be able to go ahead and just secure the objectives, the turtles later on, and allow the team to play around him. So that seems to be the play, and I'm wondering how they deal with Nova here with this Marcel. How will they work that out? I think one of the best maybe counters we've seen in the Marcel so far, at least the kit-wise, would be the Zetian. Works really well with the Fury of the Phoenix here, but without that, TNC, they're going to set up around this first turtle.
Yeah, they can't allow Nova to be the guy to set things up first or look for that perfect opening for the Golden Hour. But speaking of an opening, LVJ goes in with Throne of Ruin. James Pax finally secures the objective for themselves, but Zyda with the Appraiser's Wrath takes down one. Now it's Chaknu with the flicker to get away, and that's going to be a 1-for-1.
Zyda didn't even get to use a Retribution. James Banks used his. Zyda used it way after the turtle was secured. So it was a link up between KLVJ and James Banks. KLVJ stood in front of the bush where JP was. Sometimes James Banks is just long to say, so I'm shortcutting it. Yeah, please don't get confused. I know we have a player named JP. I'll try my best to not do that as much.
What about Pax?
That's fine. Or James. Yeah, his name is James. So, and James, it was so easy for him to just show up again because KLVJ was ready on the Alice to dive on Zyda right away.
And that's just all about the space that's provided with their lineup, and you know that's what Suyu does best. Like if you don't have to duke it out and go for a fight, you have a pretty good chance of being able to go ahead and secure an objective. And I think that's why, again, like the Fredrin could work in that situation where you're just kind of posted up and you're playing around your real-world manipulation, but you got to be able to lock down those ultimates. Oh, Benny!
Oh, still has a flicker.
Oh, he's alive.
Shizu's not going to try to risk that anymore.
Nova?
Saw Chaknu. Nova's right there though, but at least Chaknu again was quick to respond.
Yeah. I think for TNC, they might be overthinking the presence of their Eve just a little bit. I know it kind of goes against what I say with they got to make sure that the positioning's fine, but it's inevitable that AP BREN's going to dive. I think them playing defensive and going for the counter punch style doesn't work out. They have to be the one to jump in first. If I'm 3-Mar and I immediately see members of AP BREN I can jump on with the bravest fighter, I'll do it. Uh-oh, Shizu.
Shizu's a bit too deep. Still has a dash and the Zaman force, but that's the taunt from Zyda. Still gets away. Luckily, he has the Purify.
He had to get the signal. He knew that he was going to be able to survive, especially with a Purify in hand.
Yeah, but the good thing is that pushes the gold laner away when the turtle is about to spawn, so that allows him space. This minion wave is going to push in. Someone needs to be holding one of those shrubs a little bit more forward, but no, they decide again to play a little bit more back. But good thing Zyda played from this angle with the broken wall instead.
Yeah, but it's Chaknu getting bursted down now. Has a quick scan guard still. Zyda, Nova uses the golden arm, but he gets to dodge it. And now he's still available for the retry contest. He secures it for TNC instead. Chaknu quite low. KLVJ goes out already. They do not want to fight under the real world.
Very smart decision, and the way that Zaida played that too, he went and kind of posted up in front of Shizu, and then he just kind of went in with the retribution or secured it with the Appraiser's Wrath. So just a great play and a decision there to not over initiate after that fight.
Yeah. I also appreciate that James Mack just decided to watch the scenario instead. Instead of forcing a dive, trying to get kills and trades out, they know that if TNC are going to get this turtle and they lose, it's going to be a massive swing towards their favor. So they decided to play patient and wait to see what could happen instead. They saw and accepted that TNC won that sequence.
And right now, AP BREN, though, is winning in a lot of parts of the map. They're continuing to build up that lead. You can see already, too, Sky Piercer here for James Spanks. He's looking to get these stacks built up. He rocked that Fury Hammer earlier on for that bit of damage. And now they look to go ahead and capitalize, too. A Glowing Wand locked in for Aqua to kind of help with some of the sustainability, especially from Chaknu, 3mar himself, and the Fredrin for Zaida. So now this is where we start to see the kind of flip being switched here for AP BREN. They want to take this lead that they have built up a little bit over time and kind of take this game under control.
I think James Max did this yesterday too, even when they were trying to recover and play from behind. It was still an early Sky Piercer that he picked up. Oh, Nova gets caught here though, but gets to dodge the Raging Sandstorm.
Okay, AP BREN, you can commit something. KLVJ has Flicker, KLVJ has Throne of Ruin.
Those are big ultimates down.
Yeah, they have to bite so that the resources are forced out of TNC. They're way too careful right now. But maybe it's because Eternal is spawning. I feel like they should have taken their moment.
Very passive there, but I guess it's the safe route for now for AP BREN. They want to go ahead and fight this third turtle.
Oh, maybe this is where they want to fight. They get to find some information for now. Zaida already has access to the turtle as well.
Okay, here we go. Nova taking his time around. They're going to fight for it, breaking out, throwing ruin.
All they want is the kill on Lancy first, and now it's going to get split up. KLVJ taking care of him, but the Golden R stops the team fight for now. Momentarily, Shizu Jatsu with his Amon Force, but it seems like everyone's just getting able to find their escape. Chapnu tries to lock down Aqua. James Tax finally finds Lancy as well, but now AP BREN, they're standing tall. 3mar, it's a double kill for James Banks.
Shock and awe split them apart. Divide and conquer. Zaida and Benecutie try, but here comes KLVJ.
Okay, Benecutie still able to throw out some basic attacks, but they won't be able to deal with a king.
James Banks, yeah. I like the way that he played that too. They might have not got the turtle, but he actually went to the back line, got his moves, the million moves we talked about, found Lancy and a couple kills off of that. So, you know, again, he's building up the stacks that he needs, but the team is just playing around what TNC is trying to set up around the real-world manipulation.
Yeah, and again, low-key, Aqua actually had the real-world manipulation stolen away from Lancy. So with Lancy pushed all the way back by KLVJ, it was AP BREN who had an RWM to play under, and it worked out very well for them. So now you see, even with the carry, even with the damage profile that a Lapu Lapu has, without the Eve, TNC are lacking, and AP BREN have enough little bits of shield that they can recover, a little bit of dashes, even with a golden hour being used to delay the team fight just a little bit so that KLVJ can come back and rejoin in. It's going well for them.
Yeah, these timings and how passive AP BREN seem to be playing sometimes feels a bit too deceptive, because they eventually find like a much better timing after all to, let's say, execute that team fight. And in that particular moment, it was right as the turtle spawned. But still, at least both teams are holding on to their turrets, and they seem to be taking care, or the mirroring seems to be working really well.
This is one of the things, though. You see Radiant Armor now for 3mar. Some of the defensive magic items we talked about that are crucial for TNC's lineup are coming into play, but this Lord being up here, AP BREN, they played objectives relatively well, despite being down one of the turtles out of the 3, but it's how they're fighting is what's giving them that advantage. So we have to see TNC kind of respond to this. And one of the tricky things that we usually do, yes, Marcel hasn't gotten a win yet, but it's just kind of how kind of a nuisance he is, like, to deal with if you're the opposing team of that. Just like this, you know, you're going to see him kind of getting those freeze frames off on these golden hour as well, kind of stops the flow of a team fight, especially when it's around an objective. And that's where it's like, all right, we have to catch this Marcel, maybe get rid of him. Yeah, this is what he's going to do. Oh, Golden Hour not going to be utilized.
Yeah, they got to slow things down now because they saw the Golden Hour got used.
Yep.
TNC has to pounce on this opportunity.
I think they will.
Benny gets to join as well, so this might be a much better advantage for them, but they're also taking things slow.
Aqua spot is perfect right now. He has a RWM.
Oh, wait. They're actually going to go for Nova? Oh, Nova! Now he gets caught. Even the real world gets used just to take him down.
I have no idea why Nova was there. He even used the flicker. Not having the ultimate, that was crucial bad positioning.
Yep. Now it's AP BREN with 5 members. Still trying to go for this Lord fight, though. Without Nova. They're getting zoned out pretty well. KelVJ already down to less than half HP. Still decides to go in with the Throne of Ruin. Aqua commits the real manipulation, and it's James Pax who still gets the objective. Oh, 3 more jumping in. Finds KelVJ and Shizu. It's a double kill. TNC will not allow that or AP BREN to get that lore for free.
Golden Hour utilized 3 more and Benny throws in, but Aqua and Nova will be able to hold on to the mid turret. So in the long run, it worked out for AP BREN. They let Nova get the vision and just left him there because it allowed Shizo and Aqua to push the mid lane turret, which pulled the attention of Benny, delaying his entry, meaning that AP BREN can position just a little bit better for that Lord, eventually leading to James Banks being able to win the Retribution battle. So it looked shaky, it might have looked like bad positioning, but in the end, they made the most out of Nova's sacrifice. He gave vision, and they said, thank you for the turret, and eventually, thank you for the Lord.
I just think TNC should have been a little more aggressive on that, knowing they had an advantage. It's like we were talking about AP BREN being passive. Well, in that case, TNC were the ones kind of second-guessing themselves when they had the advantage, and I think part of it is, yeah, how do we catch James Banks on this Suyo? He's so hard to deal with. Because even if they post up like we saw them do, they still lost that fight.
Yeah, and imagine, for like twice in a row, Aqua has been the guy to use a better real-world manipulation in terms of positioning, and it's not looking good for TNC, who I think are the ones who have to be a lot more systematic given their lineup. AP BREN, it's a bit too free-flowing. Sometimes we tend to question the timings, but everything seems to be working out well.
I'll always remember Aqua as Eve though. Like he's like one of the best Eve players. So now that he's a Valentina, he basically gets to spend part of his time as an Eve. Yeah, that's why he's doing so well with it.
Yeah, he gets to play as an Eve, and then once the RWM is gone, he has mobility. He can dash, really great damage. So now I really understand why the Valentina was prioritized here, because at the end of the day, they still ended up with an Eve. And an Eve that can dash once the RWM is down with all of the dive that TNC has. So far, it seems like one of the biggest themes of this game is a lot of, maybe, I wouldn't say passiveness, maybe a hesitation. Yeah, because when you hesitate, you can still think about whether or not you're going to be aggressive, and I feel like that's the effect of having to go up against a Marcel, going up against an Alice, and even a Valentina, while for TNC Pro Team, AP BREN are looking at Lancey's Eve, and that's also making them hesitate.
Yeah, also got to take note of the entries from KelVJ. It's like every single time they're able to deny Lancey of a perfect position, and in turn that's also probably why Aqua seemingly has the better time in most of the team fights.
And remember, heading into the season, there was a discussion of whether or not KelVJ would be going into the mid lane or going into the EXP lane. Yeah, I like that. For the longest time, we've imagined mid laners as supports for the entire team. Yet KelVJ, for now 3 games, has done that as an EXP laner. He did that in the previous series in the sweep win against Omega, and now he's playing a very great support role as this Alice for AP BREN in this game.
Yeah, and the experience as a mid laner is showing because of just how great he is in terms of control or enabling his team, but TNC...
they're blitzing this one.
Yep.
I think Nova's going to check things out again. The quarter of the health on the Lord here. Zyda, he's going to have to fight for the Retribution on this one.
Oh, both junglers are here. Throne of Ruin already committed, but it's Zyda who gets the Lord. Lancey finds the kill on Nova too. Jackal trying to get away, and now James Pack trying to still find kills, but TNC are all okay. They might go for the re-engage. James Pack gets caught and will finally get some. It's a double for flicker available for Aqua, but they will not go for the chase.
Holy expletive! Oh my God, James Banks! I thought Zydo winning that retro battle was incredibly. I'm losing words.
It was great.
I'm losing words.
It's because
James
of the
Banks.
explosive.
Oh my God, 5-0-1.
He's got stacks now, man. He's got stacks now.
That's it, nephew. That's what we've been waiting for, nephew.
Oh man, I did not expect it to go that way after that Lord was secured either, man.
The Sky Piercer.
It's the Sky Piercer stacks on this
killing spree.
Suyo.
Oh my God.
There's a reason why. Again, when we were introduced to James Panks, he already had the moniker, the man of the million moves. Well, now you're seeing it with his Suyo right now.
Yeah, it took what felt like a million years to see it, but now finally we're seeing the million moves.
Yeah, AP BREN, we gotta take a look at the replay. So, again, James Banks, even though it seemed like he was already getting to or trying to get away, he still wanted some kills. He went right back in because, I don't know, he calculated everything in his mind. He knew he had what it takes.
I'm just surprised too, because after that Lord was secured, you know, TNC is the one that continued to push and want to fight that. They were stacked up like 3 members of TNC in that Lord pit, that broken wall Lord pit, and then they end up getting caught in a bad position.
It's crazy because I didn't even see the bad position yet. The majority of it was like, oh, TNC won the 50-50. They now have a turtle buff, and this works very well for them. Benny QT is free. They're going to go ahead and fight. But then AP BREN suddenly found the switch up in that James Banks said, hey, I got my cooldowns ready to go. Look, Lancey got left behind. The formation was a little bit skewed. Ends up getting the double kill. That was a crazy turnaround by AP BREN, considering that TNC Pro Team played that incredibly well.
Yeah, because I get it too. TNC winning that Lord fight meant that they could be a bit more encouraged to go for that post-Lord fight and still look for whatever they can up against AP BREN, who already seem to be like committed to try and go for a contest. But that's a Flicker Raging Sandstorm and the real world manipulation catching Aqua. A Flicker as well from 3mar, but Aqua gets to safety. Now from behind, Nova stunning multiple members, captures Chaknu in the Golden R and a Winter Crown for 3mar. But still, he goes down.
All right. They fight back. It's 3mar that falls, but TNC looks to still want to go ahead and secure space around this Lord here.
Yeah.
But AP BREN's got the position in their favor after the reset.
Yeah, it wasn't a Winter Crown. He just got caught in the Golden Hour.
Yeah, just the golden hour. Man, that was a great runaround by Nova. He really did not just commit on the Lancey. He said, I'm going to just jump on all of you, grab you in, and then make you think about continuing this dive. That was a risky play there. And honestly, again, great play by Aqua to be able to get out of it, maximizing his flicker and dashes.
Oh, Lancey did not see this coming! A Golden R and a Third of Ruin as well, catching multiple members of TNC. It's James Banks with a monster kill, now taking down Chaknu as well. 3 members are down for the Phoenix Army.
The king using the throne. Literally, the throne of ruin on that one. What a great positioning to go for. And now they'll take down the mid-base turret.
Could this actually be the first win for a Marcel? AP BREN are a few steps away from potentially getting that.
Here's the step. Step 1, get the Lord. Step 2, break the outer turret. Step 3, somehow get a wipeout on the way to trying to go for the base turrets. I don't know if they're going to get that, but they should be able to with the lead that they have now. Free Lord. AP BREN are making this work because TNC did not get to play the game that we expected them to play. And AP BREN's team fighting through James Banks, through KLVJ and Aqua, the big 3 that I posted for AP BREN in the panel, they are making it work yet again.
The stacks this man has. He picked up that Sky Piercer when he had 1 kill already. So he's got plenty of stacks.
60 plus, should be 60, 70 plus now.
To approach into the space here, they're going to walk in with this Lord. Do they look to end it here?
Ouch. Chaknu already down to half HP, just with a couple of free hits from Shizu. Already used the quick sand guard. 3mar already using the Bravest Spider as well, but they're going to work on all the remaining base turrets first. Now the Lord is down. Does AP BREN still want to go for something? They're going to play it safe, but there's another wave.
Another wave pushing in. They might still
kill.
go.
Oh! He actually does go in, stuns Lancy once again. The Golden R also captures him and Benny Cutie. Now they have time to work on Chaknu and Zyda. The frontliners will be the first targets. And now Chaknu popping in his immortality. TNC are actually able to defend. And 3 more will not let them go without a kill.
3mar says you can't get away with that. Jumps in with Bravest Fighter, Flicker, and will take down Aqua. And now it looks like TNC wants to do something off of that.
Yeah, they are going to be able to find a lot of openings here. Finally break the tower in mid maybe, but they have a great wave clear set with the heroes there, and they do get to clear it. So despite that fantastic play by 3mar, AP BREN were already backing away at the right time, but 3mar decided to use the Flicker along with the Bravest Fighter and then the Landshaker as well to cap off that kill onto Aqua. TNC still get nothing, and they'll have to crawl for map control, considering that they only have one base turret in the bottom lane, where in their perspective it's the top lane, but let's not get into the specifics. And then that minion wave as well, coming in through top. Before that next Lord comes in, they need hella minion waves pushing out. But with the map control, it's going to be too tough to take that. And look at the itemization of KLVJ, by the way. Yeah. He just picked up the Winter Crown. Already has the Chastise Pauldrons. He's been this tanky with Chastise, Oracle, Radiant, and Dominance Eyes. That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where when you look at this, we're going to reiterate the fact that you know, we need to see Benny Cutie utilize the carry now. I feel like, but the hard part about it, when you're watching Benny Cutie's positioning on some of the team fights, it's he doesn't necessarily have the space you think he'd get with this composition.
Kel's always there right in front of him, slowing him down, slowing his attack speed down.
At least he hasn't died yet, but still, he doesn't.
It's because he can't really get to the fight, you know? He's just like, Benny Cutie wants to join these fights, but he's got to be so careful on the positioning because of the way this works. Even with the Malefic Gun, which he picked up minutes ago, a long time ago, he just hasn't been able to find those windows to actually pop off in.
Yeah, he can't be killed because he can't get killed.
Okay, it seems like all KLVJ wants really is Lancy, and once they get to take him down, that's about it. Oh, Golden are already committed, but Zyda might make it in time for the red because he doesn't! It was enough! 3 seconds was enough! 3mar jumps in, forces out the Purify, but that's a raging Sapphire from Chaknu, but they get caught under the turret instead! The Throne of Ruin has a response from KLVJ, and now they're going in for the chase! That is now legendary! But the immortality gets popped by Benny Cutie! But still, he picks a double! Gets a shutdown! But it's time for the rest of the members of AP BREN to go wild!
And that is TNC left with one! Another snapshot! Here's an AP BREN exclusive for ya!
Spamming his recalls! Nova stopping 3mar in his tracks! Still has the Bravest Fighter, but that will not be enough to defend! AP BREN take game number 1!
And